It's a stab party.
Yeah. Cool. Morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's not what I want. That. Yes. Yo. Hi. What's up, everybody? What's up, Alvin? Okay, time is reset. We can test it again. I made a backup copy of the source. So I'm gonna try Sonnet today instead of Opus, because Opus's token usage or threshold is really smart, but chews through it so fast. So because I have the source backed up, I am going to try Sonnet and give that a crack and see how well that does. Of how well it can code. And if it doesn't bad, then I'll just swap back the source, and then we'll just swap back to Opus. But JP, the week reset yesterday, and I'm already 34% through my limit for the week, and it's only Tuesday. So I'm hoping the Sonnet usage helps a lot with the amounts of tokens and usage and stuff. Power user. But yeah, so mini update. I was able to get done last night. Actually, this morning. I think it was like 5 in the morning. This morning was like when it reset, and I was awake at that time, so I was like, you know what? I'll just utilize the usage and just go for it, and then go back to sleep after it's done. So the UI for loot tables are fixed. You can now have the drop downs here, and it shows everything. No more button to cycle through. Thank God. The only thing that it doesn't do is if it's a custom amount, it doesn't show common, or it doesn't show custom. That's the only weird quirk right now. But overall, it works. The values are here. If you change anything on the fly, it automatically updates everything and saves everything. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I have to press enter afterwards. No, it's saved. Yeah, it's needs some just chat notification or something to pop up that says when something's altered or changed. But so moved it, the section that was down here, we moved to across here. So same as the web page, the mock web page. Icons are a little bit larger. I think I want to make them even larger than this, just so that visually they're a little bit more appealing. All the values can be changed on the fly. The X's on the sides will remove it from the rows. And then I move the long ass button down here to the right side, and then change the background color. That stuff I changed on my own. So I wanted to learn the UI, how the UI works in manipulating and repositioning stuff, so that I can go through the other pages without having to ask AI to do it. I could just do it on my own. So it's been fun trying to mess with numbers and seeing what alters what, where, and why. like the anchor position and then the left, right, top, bottom numbers that surround stuff. So that's been cool. But the other really cool feature that I talked about yesterday was if I escape out of this and you go last, it remembers the last page that you had open, which is so convenient. So you still have to open up the menu, but still, it's instead of doing PvP arena space UI and then click a bunch of buttons to get to back where you were, if I was in here for this arena and escape out and go back to last, it opens up the same page. So that is stupidly convenient. And that'll just like speed up everything for like setting the spawn points. Like that's what I thought about, like setting like many spawn points for like a new arena. You don't want to click through a bunch of menus just to get back to this spot to relaunch a bunch of menus to get back to the spot again. So now you can just go, hey, that, last, boom, done. So stupidly quick. Just freaking awesome. I asked it a bunch of questions about the would be nice to haves, and it went through all of them. That's the thing. Yeah, I asked it a bunch of questions and just to see like what is possible and not possible. The command one was, so I was like, yes, need that right now because it's just easier to test it now, and since we're in the menu so often and going back to the same page very often, so having the last command was just necessary. And then the UI redesign for the loot table. That thing I wanted to figure out on my own was this player spawn points, mob, and chest locations need to be in a scrollable field, because if I add one more field to player spawn points, it just puts it at the very bottom, right there, and it cuts it off, and you can't click on stuff. So we need to containerize these three in particular, but that will be later. So today, I made a backup copy of the source, and we're gonna try Sonnet this time instead of Opus to try to code in the generate loot, clear loot to chests to verify that the loot tables do work with spawning the items in the worlds, so we can finally test that. So that is what we're gonna do today, is the whole chest generation and testing for that. What else? What are the questions? Hold on, there's other questions I asked too. What was that? Docs. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, command open last page open. Is it feasible? Oh yeah, admin debug information and overlay that shows debug information on the screen, and you use multiple HUD for that. It said it's feasible. The display only part is achievable with boundaries. Model already exists in min-max location fields, arena, get spawn points. Real-time update problem. HUD content is pushed server-side, so updates require periodic polling or player movement events. Hytale does not expose a per-tick player position callback in the documented API, which there should be a way to just call that and just be like every second, just update where you're at. That doesn't sound too crazy. I said the Kubus is no existing tick or move listener. You would need to investigate further. Hytale's event system exposes a movement or position change events for accepting polling on a scheduled timer. Polling at high frequency is expensive. Polling at a low frequency every 2 seconds means that the overlay won't feel real time for coordinates. But still, that's still fine, because you can press F7 to get the information above, right? So why can't we just tap into that? Like, that already exists. So we should be able to access that information. But yeah, that's where the problem that it saw, just because of the API itself. Access to pages when chat is open. I guess that for access to pop-ups, because we have access to the mouse when we're when the chat is open. I said feasibility. No, Hytale's UI system does not support opening or interacting with custom UI pages while the chat is open. Hytale UI input binding guide in the UI reference describe no mechanism for attaching UI to the chat state. And the web UI pages said feasibility, no existing tooling, and building it would be substantial standalone work outside of this plugin scope. There's no official or community-built web reviewer for Hytale UI, but there is. I should have given the reference to that other website. What is realistic? A syntax highlighted editor, e.g., a code mirror or Monaco instance with a custom language grammar that validates .ui file structure, highlights IDs, and catches common errors like missing semicolons or unquoted strings. That would be achievable and useful. The pixel-accurate visual preview is a different category of effort and not feasible without reverse engineering the client renderer or having access to Hytale's rendering engine. That's what it found when I asked it that. With a bunch of those like blanket questions. Which you could. I mean, it's not that difficult, I would imagine, to have the UI file and it re-mock the information on that page into a visual. Like, that doesn't sound crazy to me. I guess you could give it a UI file and then give it an image and be like, based upon this UI file, this is like a screenshot of what the UI looks like. And then try to make it one-to-one to mock it that way. You could do that. Okay. So we have... Yeah, current plan is chest generation with loot testing. So now, since loot table creation is working, I want to add more to admin features. On the arena information page, we have the chest spawn button. Below that, I want a generate loot button and a clear loot button. Only when chests are spawns can we click the generate loot button. Based on the loot table, it'll populate the chests for the arena. The chest loot for the arena. If we click generate loot again, it will clear those chests and repopulate the chest based upon the new random loot table. Clear the loot will do exactly what it says. Remove all the items from those chests. If you click hide chests, it'll first remove the items from the chest, then remove the chests like usual. That's what we're gonna try. I do have, again, I have everything saved. I have the source saved, so in case something goes stupidly wrong, I could recover it from backup. Hopefully. Claude. What's up, Chris? So I'm gonna try this. Yeah, I'm gonna try this with Sonnet now, just to see if it can do it. Because I think the planning stage, when it plans of how to do it, it uses Sonnet to do the documentation or like the research. But I'm gonna try to have Sonnet do the actual code to see if it screws up or not. And I already have a backup of the files, so. Model. Let's choose Sonnet. Okay, Sonnet 4.5. Let's do that's F11. There we go. Just give the code. Well, no. The thing is, like, you have to do the documentation. Like, the planning side of it is what nails it in one shot. Like, the planning it knowing, like, what files or what functions it needs to change where and why streamlines the whole coding side of it. So, like, you want to do the planning part, restart a session, then start the coding part, start a new session, then you do the testing part and do the fixes. And then you should keep going through that same loop over and over again. The thing is, you have to go through the documentation. Otherwise, that, or you have to specify, like within Claude, you have to specify, if you say, hey, I want to change this, it's going to search through your entire project for a name of what you said, right? Unless you specify at doc or at the file name and give it the direct file to change, then it does the whole search thing and it goes crazy searching for it and doing that. But if you can give it the exact location where the file is, then it'll go directly to the file and just search directly to the file, and it'll save a lot of tokens. So you have to do those shortcuts if you know specifically what you wanted to edit, what you want to edit. Give me the, yeah, but that's fine. I mean, I said it's smarter with the tools rather than trying to figure stuff out literally every single time. Like talking through about like what you want to do, creating the plan, and then starting a new session, and then say, hey, just implement this plan. It does the code, like the coding part of it is like stupidly quick. Once you have the plan, and then once it's done, then you test it and see if it works. Right. It's just that Opus is so much more expensive and token hungry than Sonnet. That's why I run through it so fast. But Opus is basically like almost one-shotting everything every single time. It's like stupidly smart with what it's doing. So I'm gonna test Sonnet now and see if it's comparable. And so we'll see. Okay, I have, let's see, then the folder, and then the file. Current plan.md. So I tell it exactly what file to reference, so it doesn't be, I say, hey, I created a plan of how we should do it. If I just said that and let it go, it's going to search through my docs folder to whatever the current plan is. So to save tokens, I say, hey, that's the file that we're using. We're going to make a plan out of that. Make a plan. That's it. Cool. Yep, 12 lines. Now it's going to go through and explore the whole page that I set in the current plan. Now, if I was smart, I would have put the actual like file locations in the current plan, so that it directly knows exactly what files we're editing. So there's little quirks here and there that I need to shortcut even more, which would also probably help with Opus, but Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how smart Sonnet 4.5 is with this. I said worst case, I just rewrite the files back with the other source and then use Opus. Oh God, I love that last command. It's so nice. It's so convenient. Yeah, I thought about like redoing this whole part too. Especially like these. Instead of like add mob spawn and then from selection, just have a from selection button, and then that pop up a new window page that says, hey, do you want to spawn a player spawn point, a mob spawn point, or a chest location? And then that it'll ask, do you want to use your current location or the from selection? And then once it's done, then it'll go back to this page with and populate the correct, like which one it should go in. That was like the whole like UI UX stuff. I'm like, I need to simplify. I also want to do like maybe instead of having edit delete for each of these, maybe do it like the loot table side of it, where you click on one to highlight it and then have an edit button or delete button, and then it'll just do that, and then we can condense all of this information, because this is like, it's easy, but I think it's still too much. So I want to simplify the buttons and the logic behind how a bunch of this stuff works. But for now it works. That's just like a rearranging stuff. Risks and notes. Chest inventory API may not exist in the current Hytale server jar. If absent, loot is local only. Items are tracked in the plugin model, but not physically visible in chests. They're useful for testing loot tables. Print log chest contained, but visually the chest remain empty. What? Doesn't make any sense. I'll have it write the plan, the local file, but that doesn't make sense. Chest inventory API. Before implementing, verify whether Hytale exposes a block entity container API for chest blocks. Chunk place block returns Boolean, therefore, so there is no direct entity reference returned. Options to investigate. Check Hytale jar. Java P for Hytale docs. Container component or inventory component on block entities. Block entity registry or a similar system. If chest inventory API exists, use it directly in generate loot and clear loot methods. If no chest inventory API exists, track generated loot in plugin memory only. See fallback approach in step 2B. This means the loot is logical, shown in a UI panel rather than physically placed in a chest inventory. I'm gonna have it write this plan. We can probably do we did this before with the oh, what was it? We did a mock test or something. Like Opus suggested, and we checked. Was it the? Oh, it was the bounding box for the grid for the boundaries. It wrote log files to see if the selection actually worked. So you could probably. I'll have it write this, and then maybe we'll do like a separate little test of selecting, and then we can get more information about it, right? Yeah, let me. I'll have it write the file, and then we'll do that. We'll do a test. Okay. I'd like to do a test. We have a button next to dummy data. When we click that, it will use the from C right. Log file information would help for the chest. Check the I will place a chest in the worlds. It the cool. Place a chest in the worlds. Put items in that chest. Select it with the put the tool. Then click the chest button. Cool. All right. Yeah. Let's do a test. Try to find out like what raw information we can find from the test, and then from that information, then we can probably populate it. It would make sense. Probably something a lot easier than what we're doing, but hopefully you can look through it. That's it. Hopefully Sonnet's smart enough to actually do it too. I said this is going to be a completely different method that we're doing than from using Opus. Good. Now let me read the exact All right, why Wolf? Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mugenics came out today, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm so interested in playing that. Maybe. It's I probably need to like look at some gameplay. I know that Edmund like released some videos on YouTube about the gameplay itself. I need to look at it. Very different, yeah, because it's like turn-based, right? It's more of like a you got multiple classes for each of them, and they all have different like abilities or yeah, XCOM style, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's I don't know. I think I'll watch some videos first to see if I'm interested in it. Because that's gonna be like, if it's really good, then you're gonna dump like probably hundreds of hours in it. Everything I need. Yes. Get selection storage manager. Chunks API. Yes, do it. Main campaign is hundreds. Yeah, that would make sense from admin. It is cool. Probably when I go to bed tonight, I'll have it on in the background or something. I usually have something like that. I usually watch like Belatro or something like that. Holy. Okay, let's see if this errors out. Nope, just a warning. What? Okay, it was successful. Yep. Okay, so it was place a chest in furniture, crude chest small in the world, and put some items in it. Select that chest block with the editor tool, single block. Open up the UI, navigate to the arena's page info. Click test chest next to dummy data. It gets logged. The handler returns 2 parallel investigation paths. Path 1, world entities store search. Furniture items like chests are likely in ECS entities, not traditional blocks, correct? Scans all entities with a transformation component within one block of the selected coordinates. First nearby entity logs the position, entity, arena entity tag if present. Both paths use test chest as a log prefix, and you can filter it. Cool. All right, let's test it. Yeah, definitely check that. Been having a lot of fun with Hytale and doing this plugin. It'll work, and eventually we'll fight people and mobs. The mob arena is going to be so much fun. I feel like I'm gonna lose lots of time doing that. All right. So, copy, paste. Please work. Okay. No errors. Let's go UI. Arena 10. Test chest. Okay, it exists. That's good. All right, so we're gonna go chest. Furniture, crude, chest, small. Done. Now let's put some weapons and stuff on in here. We can test it. Dagger. Do arrows. Let's do. Not what the crude. Let's do. Potion. Poison. We'll do stamina. Yeah. Large stam. Let's do vegetable skewer. All right, we go. Open. Done. We go select. It's selected. We go open up that. And we go chest. Okay, it hangs. Cool. Test chest inspecting. Let's see server log for full details. Okay. Oh, chest inspection start. Uh-huh. Entity store search complete. Entities near block 0. It just runs off the side. But to give it the actual, like, what the... I copy and paste the entire thing. It's hard to see that exactly. Is that it doesn't make sense. You should be able to see that. It just doesn't... It probably just doesn't know what the API is. Or the class to look at that. I've had good luck. Nice. Okay. Not that. No. Need to go saves, worlds, logs. And then I need to exit out of the world so I can actually exit. I can actually get the file. I'm going to copy that. Close that. Explore. It is the completely wrong location for that. That's projects. That's logs. Paste. I might need JP's wisdom on this one. Okay. The latest log file to the folder. I should actually tell it exactly what it is. Logs. 10, 16. Oh, it's underscore. Okay. Well, it probably just needs more information. But here's what the log tells us. Findings. Entity stores 0 hits. The chest is purely a block in the chunk system, not an ECS entity with transform component. No entity to query. Get block integer 3518. Just a raw block ID, not useful for inventory. Get block type. Block type. This is the jackpot line inside. State equals item container state data capacity 18. The chest is a container that with 18 slots. Interaction primary equal break container use open container confirms it's an openable container. Get block entity 0 list method of the block type itself. 0 params returns the block entity type definition. World Chunk has two very promising methods I didn't test. Get block. Whoa. I was reading that. Get block component entity 3 int params xyz almost certainly. The block entity successor get block component holder 3 same signature. Get state 3 likely return the live state including container contents. That's it. 3. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. See, really smart. Just create a tool to search for whatever we're looking for and then implement it. Because then once that works, then we can do the chest generation. Use a V2 test probes in Y. Block type get state. The first run already shows state equals item container state data embedded in the block type string. Excuse me. Run the same steps again. Select the chest with the editor tool. Click test chest and paste the new log. We're looking for which of the BCD returns non-null. That's the inventory access path. Okay, replace. Also, let's see what our context is. Yeah, it's lower for sure. It'll be at like over 100,000 by now. Easily. Make sure. Could probably still do last, but it's fine. Hmm. Okay. Oh, more information. Quit. Copy. Paste. And then we say, okay. Give it the new log file. Cool. We have everything needed. Here's the full picture. Get state XYZ item container state with these critical methods. Get item container, get set item container. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's cool to see that Overwatch had a huge update today. They're actually dropping the 2 and going back to Overwatch. Thank God. Released 5 new heroes today, and they're doing 10 over the entire year. So 1 hero, new hero every single season, which is crazy. Nothing like a little competition to like light a fire under someone's ass. The new heroes look really cool, though. I just want to get one more time. Hell yeah. Slot 0, item stack, weapon, item ID, weapon, short bow, crude, quantity 1. Gives durability, metadata none. Slot 1. Weapon daggers, crude 1. Weapon arrows, quantity 100. Stack, potion, stamina large 10. Kebab, vegetable 25. Beautiful. So 5 out of the 18 slots were occupied. Okay. Now injecting into chests should be no problem with this generation now. That's perfect. That worked. Do you need the You need or anything or awesome. Honestly, it shouldn't need the log because it just worked really good. When it went through the plan, it didn't know how to do. It couldn't find an API for the chest API or like how to look at containers. So I had it build. I had it build the a test to see if we can see the data in a chest, and it can. So we can select an item in the world, and do test chest, and it can now fully read everything in it. Can you check one more thing? But before writing production code, I had to create an item stack from an item ID. Needed for the generation. Item stack. There is a. I should give it the log file because it says quantity. There's a quantity number in there. Usually what I use can be dumb sometimes. It just needs a nudge. Yeah, exactly. But no, so far this has been awesome. Yeah, it found all the data within the chest and exactly where it is. So it's freaking cool. Let me go back out. Quit. Copy. Paste. I'm going to say no. I new log up. It's yeah, it needed to check one more thing, but the item stack, like there's a quantity number in there, so it should be able to reference that, I'm assuming. It's probably just dumb. Not dumb, but doesn't know the correct location to look. Claude has been anything but dumb. That's for sure. Everything I need, the item stack API is clear. Get item ID, string, weapon, short bow, crude, kebab, vegetable, quantity, max durability, metadata fields. Item IDs are Pascal case with underscores. Cool. Sweet. Dude, it's going to be like Thursday. I'm going to run out of weekly quota. That's going to suck. I mean, I could do a bunch of like UI stuff probably and tweak stuff like that, but man. I bet Anthropic hates me, hates users like me because I'll just maximize my token usage. Get way more than $20 worth. Whoops. Dude, I would rip through the $100 a month plan. I would do that if I was able to afford that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Because I probably would get everything I need. I would probably get everything done in a day, like one single day, because I would be so motivated, and then I wouldn't use it like for the rest of the month or like until I go into another project. Like legit. Like everything I want to do now, it would probably be done in 2 days. Easily. Because it's nailing everything anyway, so I'm just getting windowed. So if I could do this in 2 days, then yeah, it'd be done so fast. Check if there are any item stack creation patterns elsewhere in the code base before writing. What? Why? You just solve how it's done. It's like wants an example. Yeah, I think for like the UI stuff, I'm just gonna like tweak a bunch of numbers and then just run the jar and then bring it into Hytale and see like what it changes, and then I'll be able to like move stuff around by myself rather than relying on it to be like, I want to change this color. Like do it. Loot generator. Hell yeah. Let's go. Now add 2 U buttons to the UI file. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yes. Do it. Yes. Yep. It'll make it like doing this too. Like everything that it's doing, it makes a lot of sense. Even though like I know like a little bit of coding here and there, but like importing particular fields or the yeah, usually the classes that we're making or referencing, it makes sense. Yes. Better token. Yeah, so far, I mean, before we did this part, we were at like 72K. So it would have been well over 100 if it was on Opus for sure. After it compiles this, I'll check the context to see if like how much is used so far. But so far better. This will be the big test. So like if this works and it worked with Sonnet, then cool. I said as long as it writes a comprehensive plan and it doesn't get any errors when designing the plan, then doing the coding should be pretty straightforward. Question mark? Yeah, it said nothing crazy. It just said it didn't know how to look at the chest for the information within it. So we just created a debug test button to see if it can actually see what's in the chest, and it can. So it was able to build off of that. Oh, building the jar. The build was successful. Okay, this is gonna give me a recap about what she'd be able to do. I'll check the context. We'll copy the file over. New file, loot generator, Java weighted random selection enabled loot entries, roles, items, test using. I know if I specified it for that the items need to be unique. This is going to be interesting because for the website part of it, it did unique, but it should know that from the other plan. I think I specified that in the plan. We'll see. Okay, context. Like 150, I'm assuming. What the? No, 117. 59%. That's not bad, actually. Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, copy. Paste. Yes. The first thing, no errors when going into Hytale. That is number one. Well, there's no new UI stuff besides the buttons are just normal, so they shouldn't get any errors that way. It's like when we click on stuff to do actions is when it's going to probably error out. Do this. We'll go full screen. All right, so hello? I don't see the... Two new buttons is under the header. Top 32, second row. Aligned under despawn. Despawn chests. Generate loot. Clear loot. Is the UI, is it covering it? Probably. I bet you it's like right under, it's probably like under this. I just want to tell it to put it to the right of test chest, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it to do that. Yo, stupid. I do not see the buttons for clear loot. Can you move them next to I'll just have it move it next to test chest. That'd be just a lot easier. And then could rearrange stuff later on. That we just want to get the functionality working. The beautification of this is not important right now. We want to get the logic down. Yeah, it's probably putting in some location or field that it it can't access, or it's like because the UI is weird of how it's like the terminology goes. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, need to. Okay, done. Both buttons are now on the same row as dummy data and test chest. It'll be hidden until you click spawn chest. At that point, okay, so maybe the logic of clicking show chest is when it's broken. That could very well be the problem too. If there's like no visible state for it. The weird quirks with UI in Hytale. Okay. Nope, no previous. Okay, so if you on restart, you can't. You have to open up the UI, and then you can do last. Hey, oh, because the. Okay, now the chests are gone. Cool. Okay, so the UI is dynamic. That's cool. Okay, just to make sure. Empty. And then we go last. Generate loot. Loot generated for 5 chests. And then the clear loot comes up. Okay, so it's not... So it didn't do the unique part. But it works. That's awesome. That's still cool as hell. And then this one? Yeah. Yeah, because it was daggers that we had in there, right? Yeah. Awesome. All right. It works. Now it's just the logic behind of like it needs to be the items per chest, the 3 to 6, it has to be unique items. I'm gonna tell it to look at the HTML page again, because that logic was set up correctly with how we wanted this to work. Oh, let's test the ooh. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can test this also. It's a real... Let's just move it. Uh-oh. Okay, so it... Okay, so weird quirks. Okay. So it'll overwrite... It'll overwrite stuff. Well, the overwrite will stack. Fuck it. So 445. Let's see what it does. It completely overwrote it. Five. That's interesting though. How do you clear? Okay, so clear works. Cool. Okay, nice. Okay. So the clear button, let's context that. Oh, no. Okay, just relaunching Claude. And it's okay, it's still on Sonnet. Okay. Cool. Okay, so the weird quirks about this. Okay. I'm trying to think of the terminology for this. I'm gonna write this in a file. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna overwrite the current plan doc. Yeah, you can't see it right now. I'm just gonna. I'm typing this out in a document. I don't want to like press enter accidentally or not hold control and enter to do multiple lines. I'm just gonna write it in a file. Okay. Fixes. for loots. Fixes for loot generation. You said it's 6? Nice. You're restarting conversations like often, right? You want to do like small chunks of doing stuff and then restart conversation. Always restart. That you need to do it through the terminal. Doing it through the CLI is just, it's so much better. So there's another plugin that I want to install that will actually tell you like how many tokens are coming in and out and how much it actually costs. I want to set that up probably tonight. All right, fixes for the generation. See the items being populated in the chests. Problem is it's placing multiple of the same item. Those items unique. Save. There is a HTML page that has worked out. Look at that. It's here. Hats. Docs. HTML. Oops. Loot example.html. See that other page that we made is still stupidly helpful. Because that logic works fantastic. Okay. Next is if I click on generate loot, I see the button for clear loot, but if I close the page and go back into that page again, the clear loot button appears. Was it on generation? There was another quirk, right? Generate, close out of it. Look in there. Last. When did it hang up? We got the loading screen from... Huh. I guess once you get it again, I guess we'll do that. Okay. If I move items in a chest to other slots and again, the old loot isn't removed. Need to make sure the entire chest cleared. All slots. Yeah, because it would be cool to, once that's set, it would be cool to actually like randomize the slot location in the chest to put it like in random spaces rather than having it like the first 5. Because it's the first 5 right now, but to have it in random locations would be really cool. I almost had a freaking deja vu from this moment. Weird. Okay, that's done. So back to Claude. There we go. We updated the dilly-dallying. Cool. Oh, loot generation. Awesome. Obviously, I got to like expand upon the actual like loot table itself. I'll do that. Because I want to do like the super generic stuff. Also got to do like pairing bows with arrows too, but because that'd be awkward. You just get like a chest full of arrows and no bow. You're like, oh crap. Duplicates. Loot generator generates for chest, picks items without tracking what's been picked. Needs a set to force uniqueness. Same approach as the HTML example. Clear loot button disappearing. Loot generated is an instance field in the page. Reset to false every time. Page is reopens. Needs to be live. Yep. Stale slots. And regenerate. Generate loot only fills slots without clearing the container first. Move item stay. Yeep. Oh. Yes, I'm like way more confident in Claude to do coding correct. And let's say allow all edits, but like recently I've been like, no, you should manually check of what it's doing to make sure that it is not just flat out deleting an entire file, which Gemini did like multiple times. But especially for Opus, I'm just like, no, just you got full, just you grab the wheel, you're good to go. Yes, build. It's built. Sweet. Copy. Paste. Fix one unique items. Added hash set strings to track item IDs already picked up for current chests. Use the while loop, same patterns for the HTML example. Nice. Attempts cap. Pre-cap count. Clear loot button persists. Stale slots on regenerate. Yep. Okay. Let's go. Nope, that is not the right command at all. All right. Okay. And then last. Clear loot's there. Generate loot for 5 tests. Let's make sure. So also let's move these. Generate loot. Beautiful. Freaking beautiful. Oh, that was weird. This one too, right? Yeah. Awesome. I see a weird bug with that. Okay. You know what? Let's go to another arena. Despawn chests. Cool. Last back. Let's go to. We were at 10. Oh, 6. Yeah, because we'll do chests. We'll set this whole up. We'll set this whole up. TP. Okay. So this had no chest at all, right? Yeah. Let's do this. Just here. There. 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 And one in the middle. Oh. Okay. Then we go. Whoop. We go last. We go from selection. From selection. From selection. From selection. I forgot which ones I did. So I had to go show dummies. Those are done. You click on that one. From selection. Let me delete. There we go. Beautiful. All right. And I dummies. Nope. No. Let me do. Okay, done. Let me do configure table. Let's do this properly. So let's do dagger. Let's do copper dagger. And we'll do this uncommon. We're gonna do vegetable. Let's do meat. Raw. Yep. Do that one. Common. Arrows. Crude. Bow. Let's do combat bow. Common. Arrows will be 20 to... Oh, it doesn't... Okay, so it's like auto-updating, so we gotta figure the logic behind that, but that's fine. Cool, so then... So... Leggings... Head... Chest... Hands. Those will be more rare. And then we'll do 4 to 8. Weapon percentage, we want 50%. Saved. Okay. Back. Spawn chests. The chest should spawn. And that they did. We go generate loot. And we do clear loot. It's freaking awesome. It works so good. Oh, that's sick. Despawn chest and done. There you go. Okay. Loot tables work. Freaking awesome. And he said, yeah, you set the percentage of the... It said like 50% for the chest is fine, I think, for weapons. Again, no, just mess with like just the play a bunch and then see what percentages actually like seem balanced or not. But yeah, it works. It fully works. It's freaking cool. And now it's because that's done and the testing is there. So then when we start the PvP session, we just tap into that system and it can just do it, which is sick. Freaking cool. All right, well, that's done. Awesome. Yeah, 5 chests in the arena. Yeah, that's freaking cool. Okay. I think that was it for that. So now it's just the actual PvP session creation part. Which that's going to be a lot of states and recording of like people's positions in their inventory that don't know how to do that at all. So that's going to be interesting to figure out, like, how do you figure out what's out on a person, save all that data, and then restore it when the PvP session's over. This one's going to be a bit more complicated. I think I have it all written out already. I just need to like go through it again to make sure that let me save that. Or yeah, close that one. Didn't I have that done already or not? I thought I had selection tool integration done. I have like all the old plans saved in here, which is awesome. So loot chest, table plan, ideas, generation. Editor, chest, loot table. No, we don't want that. Oh, yeah, that could be it too. Sonnet, it nailed it. It's going excellent. It fully works. See, we do, we have the table, right? So you go spawn chests, generate loot, and then you go and then you go clear loot, loot's gone, and then you go generate loot, and then check it again, and then if you do generate loot again, it should be another random set each time. Yeah, it 100% works. And all the items are unique. So it does the uniqueness between them all, and then a variety of items between each. Well, the arrows might be different. No, it's 25. The other ones are 24. So that had none. That at 30. Yeah, so it is a random set. Yeah. Then you go clear, and then you go despawn, and then they're gone. Works. Yeah, Sonnet. It was great. This is the only thing we had to do was the test chest to get the information about what it should look at. Try to get the data, and then it found the data, and then it was able to implement it. So a little bit of planning or the test work worked out fantastically. So yeah, Sonnet was great. It nailed everything. So now it's going to be the actual like PvP session part. That's going to be a huge deal. I'm sure I have a current plan doc that I'm gonna read through now. So yeah, this is the one. Yeah, create PvP session details. From the PvP arena screen, user clicks on create PvP session. It will show the create PvP session page, and then create PvP session page. Typically, we only use Opus when Sonnet doesn't quite. Yeah, that makes sense. It completely makes sense. Yeah, I probably went a little bit overkill with the Opus starting of this, but you know what? It was worth it because it just nailed everything. All right. Create PvP session page, session ID. This will be named PvP session plus current time. This way it'll be unique. This needs to be tracked /saved for the session and available to be viewed on the PvP arena page when it has been created. The session name display can be the name of the player that it created it. Choose arena. This will be the list of available arenas to fight in based on the available arenas section from the PvP arena page. I'm sure I have that data saved for display. Maybe put this in a drop down so that one can be selected. Based on which arena is chosen, there'll be a dynamic list of checkboxes for the game modes. Game modes, based on which arena is chosen, will determine which can be chosen. Game modes breakdown: 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, FFA, and mob. Kit, loadout, chest loot. Another checkbox for how players will fight. Either a kit that'll be given to them, or chests around the map that they'll have to open to get weapons, armor, and potions. which we just finished that. So the kit part of it we'll have to design. Max players this will be determined by the game mode available for the arenas, duration. This will be set by the creator of the session. We will first my English was so bad with this. Now this is going to be duration. I need to retype that. The creator can choose either a time limit or count like minutes or first person team to 10 kills. Visibility will be available to all players on the server. If a session has been created and is awaiting players, then anyone can join the PvP session. This will show on the /PvP arena UI page as join on the UI page. It'll show the name session. Text with that. As joinable. Starting locations / spawn points based on the game mode that is set will determine where the player mobs spawn. Confirmation creation action, start PvP session, button to open the lobby for queue. Then when other players go to the PvP arena page, they should be able to see the name of the player who created the arena to join. Yeah. The owner of the session, the one who created it, will have the ability to start PvP session. This is no matter what the condition is for the mode. Example, if it's free for all, the minimum requirement to join is 2 players, but can have 3 players. At that time, the owner can start PvP session. Same goes for a 2v2 mode, and only one team has 1 player. Other team has 2. The owner can still start session. And I have super important before starting the PvP session, we need to save the player's last location because they'll be teleported from their location in the world to the spawn point set for them. We also need to save their entire inventory, hotbar, armor, offhand items, what exactly they have and how many of each, because we will clear their inventory to give them a kit / loadout or whatever is determined. Kit loadout, chest loot, or whatever is determined by the owner. And then the other features is if a player gets disconnected while in an active session, they'll have the ability to rejoin the PvP session they were just in. Give a time limit, say 1 minute. The owner of the PvP session has the ability to end the session from an active PvP session page. The active PvP session page will show what arena is active, what map is being played, the game mode, what players are playing, and the current score. The only thing that is that not on this is like we need the scoreboard. Need to use multiple HUD for the scoreboard overlay. Currently playing. Timer if there is a duration or a kill count based on the mode. The mob game mode type needs its own configuration page. We can preset mob types that spawn at intervals / waves / how many waves. That's gonna get way more complicated, but still, like the first go at it will be like, yeah, just spawn 3 at a time, whatever, and then just do something like really simple. But oh, this is gonna be a big. I think I'll have it just like read through this plan and make a better structured plan. Of like what we should do first, what should be designed. That could be like segmented off as much as possible, so we could just add in each section and kind of like go along the way. But yeah, okay. Let's do this. Let's go back to here. And do that. And hit that. Okay. Cool. See what my context is at. Not bad. Can you updates? Our info. Yeah. I'm just gonna have it write out what we did. It'll probably update the Claude.md file. Just like important context. And then we'll restart the session again, and then I'll have it read the current plan and then create a comprehensive plan for that. Am I right now? Also, right. So I think it's in memory, which I want the files to be accessible on our side. Even though the memory files are accessible from our side, it just puts it into like a .claude file, our folder. Cool. Exit. Claude. Okay. 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 Now the next. To be planned. plans, the should have most details of what is needed for the full cycle of a session. The super important super important section is required. Okay, the super important section is required. Feel free to ask any questions, or if you think I'm missing any features that would be needed for this. This plan must be broken up into smaller parts that we can implement to our plugin and test step by step. Go. Cool. Ah, is the big boy part right here. This is like the whole meat and potatoes part. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure there's some like going to be some weird edge case I didn't think about. And the spectator part we'll put in later, because if once the sessions part done, adding a spectator like join shouldn't be complicated at all. I also love how Claude, like, if it asks questions, it gives you like multiple choice, or like you can just type out like what you want. That's a nice little thing it does if it does that. It's super cool. Yeah, this next part is huge, so it's going to be necessary for it to plan this out in full, and then to break it down into sections. So I'm just concerned about like recording our last location should be super simple. It's the inventory and how to access our inventory is going to be the Good timing to plan this. This is the full picture before proposing phases based upon code explanation. Use there exists you can leverage. Last location already built. Saved inventory already built. The proper no clearing restore. Really? Save in it is there? I mean, obviously we'll test it, but Arena Java has compatible game modes, list string, but is undefined, unformatted. Spawn point Java as team. Game modes fields are ready. What defines an available arena on create session page? Or is it simply any arena that isn't already hosting an active session? That doesn't currently have any arena that doesn't currently have a PvP session running. Oh no, it's ooh yeah, because if it's on a, if you don't want a person to another person can't create a session if an arena is already being used, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, respawn if a person dies. Probably just choose a random spawn point out of all the spawn points. If we could do the math between the points themselves, you should be able to just get the person's current location and just choose the furthest spawn point. Probably makes most sense to stay alive, right? Yeah, I'm gonna type something. Create a session page. Yes. Yeah. If an arena is being used currently, then that won't be available. Create one. No, it's until that session is over. What is a kit in the kit arena? Per arena preset, global kits, loop table driven. Separate kit system with named loadouts that any arena can reference. Yes. Mobs are hybrid. Mobs are hazards. That would be fun. Okay, this is like scope creep, but yeah, having a hybrid, having like PvPVE would actually be a lot of fun. Kill farming mobs for points. Man, there's a lot you can do. I'd say PvE for now. Let's see. Let's do PvE for now. But nice to have. Dude, all of it sounds awesome. The other ones are really cool too. We can add them in the future. Respawn. At their assigned spawn, death at con. Live system. Player has X lives. When exhausted, they spectate it out. Mode dependent. FFA teams mode. Mob mode. Might use lives configured per mode. It's definitely mode dependent. Let's see. If 1v1 or PvP have a system that will spawn the dead player at a point from where the friendly is. Same with mob mode. Submit. Yeah, a lot of cool ideas. Yeah, it's cool to have like PvPvE and just throw in like random like skeletons and whatnot in the middle of like fighting like PvP. That's actually really cool. Like as a hazard. Yeah, this is gonna be big, but I think this will go. I think this will go smooth. Because the game mode breakdown is gonna be easy because that's based upon whatever you pre-configure for the arena. So if you only set like 2 teams worth of spawns, then you're not gonna have enough data. All right, it did the plan. Holy shit. Okay. Here's a full phased plan ordered by dependency. PvP session, phased implementation plan. Phase 1, formalize game modes in arena data model. What? Replace the loose compatible game modes list string to arena with structured constants on 1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. Free for all mob. Update arena info page with checkboxes for each mode. Update arena JSON schema. Why first? Every other phase depends on knowing the mode and arena supports. Testable. Open arena's info page. Toggle which game mode supports. Save, reload, confirm it persists. Global kit system. What new kit Java? Model kit ID. Name. List. Items, kit manager, Java loads, saves kit to JSON, manager kit page, plus UI, create kits, editing kits, add /PvP arena kits, subcommands, why here, kits on selection, kit selection on create session page requires this to exist first, testable, create a kit with sword, armor, save it, reload the server, verify it persists, PvP session data model plus manager. What PvP session.java, session ID, arena, game mode, kit or chest loot, flag, duration config, owner UUID, player, team map, state enum, lobby active ended. PvP session manager, in memory, keyed on session ID. Why here, all session UI depends on this model existing, testable, unit level creation, create a session programmatically. Verify state transitions compile and hold data correctly. Phase 4. Create PvP session page. What create PvP session page Java plus UI contains session ID auto set PvP session plus timestamp. Session name pre-filled with creator's player name. Editable. Arena dropdown only arenas with no active sessions. Dynamic game mode options based on selected arenas configured modes. Kit dropdown, global kits versus chest loot toggle. Duration, time limit, 5, 10 minute or custom, or kill count, 5, 10 or custom. Create session button, registers session in lobby state, navigates to session lobby page. Testable, create a session, verify it appears in PvP Session Manager. Verify arena dropdown excludes arenas already in use. Phase 5, PvP arena page. List session, list plus join. What PvP arena page to show lobby state sessions. Each entry, session name, arena name, game mode, current player count. Join button per entry. Creates PvP session button added to the page. Testable, create a session, open a PvP arena page from another player. See the session listed as joinable. Phase 6, session lobby page. Session lobby page plus UI shows session details player list with team assignments. Joining auto assigns to the smallest team or free-for-all pool. Owner sees start session. Yeah, maybe like being able to rearrange teams or randomize teams. Randomize button on the creator page could be cool. Owner sees the start session button. No minimum enforced. Owner decides. The player sees leave session button. Owner disconnecting during a lobby. Auto closes the session and notifies player. 2 players join a lobby. Verify team assignment. Owner starts. Verify it transitions to active state. Yeah, that will get changed. It should be if owner drops in another person becomes the owner for that time. Session start, save state plus teleport on session start for each player. Save last location already exists. Save inventory already exists. Clear inventory. Give kit if kit mode or nothing if chest loot. Chests are already in the arena. Teleport to assigned spawn point based on game mode / team. This uses last location, save inventory, which are already built. This phase is mostly writing them into the session start trigger. Start a session with the kit mode. Verify the inventory is cleared. Kit is given. Player is at correct spawn. Phase 8. Active session, kill tracking, respawn logic. What respawn? Register a death event handler scope to active session. On player death, add kill to scorer's count. Respawn dead player at spawn point furthest from killer's current position. Check win condition. If player threshold is met or timer expired, end session. Missing piece to answer before this phase. Does Hytale expose a player's death kill event? We'll need to confirm the API. Testable, kill a player in session. Verify respawn. The correct spawn, score increment, session, ends at threshold hit. Yeah, we can test that. We absolutely does, but we can test that later or give it the correct information. Phase 9, session end, restore. On session win condition, owner forced ends. Show the results notification winner, kill counts. Restore all players' saved inventory. Teleport players back to last location. Clean up entities, spawn mobs. Mark session ended in PvP Session Manager, freeing the arena. Post-game summary page, dialogue with final scores. Feasible or testable. End of session, verify inventory stored, player at correct location. Arena available for new session. Phase 10, active session HUD. What scoreboard overlay via multiple HUD. Hytale's overlay HUD. Overlay API shows the player's name, kill counts, timer, if time limited, or kill progression bar. This is the biggest API unknown. We'll need to review multiple HUD's docs before starting this phase. Start a session, verify HUD appears, kill a player, verify HUD score updates. Phase 11, reconnect grace period. Player disconnect if a player is in active session. Start a 60-second server-side timer on reconnect within 60 seconds. To rejoin PvP session prompt. On reconnect after 60 seconds, auto restore inventory testable with okay. Phase 12, mob mode configuration. During a session, if mob mode is selected, show a secondary config section mob type Selection, spawn intervals, wave count. Okay. Ask any questions before starting. Multiple HUD API. Do you have docs or examples? Phrase 10 is a wild card. We don't know. Okay. Death kill events. Does the Hytale API expose player death? Okay. And team lobby. Team assignment in lobby. Auto assign the smallest team, or should players be able to pick their teams from the lobby? Let's do. Okay. First, write this plan to a file in the. First, have this write that to a doc before we lose it. That's for sure. Cool. Kiemon. Yeah, and if there's an active session, then you should be able to spectate. Yes. Trying to figure answers and ask any questions. Okay. The context is there's nothing right now. Okay. Yes. Yes. Let's. Cool. All right. Starting phase 1. Here we go. Freaking awesome. Cool. Do it. Okay. Game modes. Oh, it's adding it to the arena. Okay, yeah, we need to rehaul the entire arena info page because it's getting There's way too much information there. I need to consolidate it somehow. Way too big. It's cool, but it's a lot. Okay, importing game mode. Cool. Even for just having like the AI do all of this, it is way more complicated. For breaking everything down, especially for like why all those other like plugins just don't work. There's a lot that goes into it if you really want to like work correctly or work at all. Like, it's crazy. All right, build was successful. Phase 1 done. Built summary, new file. Okay, yep. Constants 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, free for all, and mob. Almost listed. List for iteration is valid string. Arena Java. Supports game mode. Let's see, game mode. Row between arena details and boundaries. 6 toggle buttons. New mode field. Test. Open the arena's info page. You see the 6 toggles and cool. All right. Let me hold on. I'm gonna exit completely. In case it crashes, we have a fresh log file to open. Okay. Here. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, this happened with Opus also, the markup. Okay, and putting the world, I got a custom UI error. Info page UI 107.35 expected. Found. Yeah, Opus got a bunch of custom UI errors when I did something. I think it was when I was creating the loot table stuff, the loot table page. It got like custom UI errors like 4 times in a row. Cool. Yeah, just remove the underscores. Cool. Copy. Paste. What'd it say? Still clean. The fix is in the Hytale UI elements ID, so must be alphanumeric, no underscores. I'll note this in my memory so it doesn't bite us again. Cool. Funny. What arena am I at? 6. Yeah, I'll go to 10. Ugh, it's ugly. We can change that though. Maybe go to 10. There we go. Last. Okay, that's fine. Just need to change the text of it. So, okay. So if I go back into the remember, yeah, I remember them. Cool. Awesome. Hey. Set up this. Okay, yeah, I definitely need to redo this. It pushed those buttons off the off the bottom. Lips. Okay, awesome. Context. 80K, not bad. Okay, okay, that is fixed. Okay, that's fixed. Move on to the next phase. Like probably restarting the session now, it would probably be the smarter thing to do. Duplicate system. Honestly, the kick can be really easy. It's the same thing as the loot table. It's just that you just click on the items from the left, it puts it on the right, and then the right side is just the kit. And then you can save that as a predetermined kit. See if it's smart enough to realize that. Because you can just reuse the loot table UI. Just rewire it. Damn, this is gonna be done quicker than I thought. Kit item plus kit model classes, kit manager, manage kits page, kit editor, kit item row, add kit item dialogue. I'm just interested to see what it's gonna do, honestly. Even I didn't tell it. They probably use the same thing. It already has access to it from the other pages, so I would imagine it would be smart enough to be like, yeah, you can just reuse that code. This will be cool. Maybe we could do a test page, a test kit button when it's done too. Be like, if I click on like test a kit, it can like save my inventory and then give me a kit and then flip it back as a test. That would be awesome. We need tests for everything. Editor page. Add kit item dialogue. Cool. Cool. Kit editor page. Let's go. Simplify the flow. The new kit should be created first name only. Item. Oh, okay. Do it. Oh, okay. Why are the PvP Arena kits commands the plugin? Let's go. Maybe for testing we can do like slash PvP arena space kit space restore for the like inventory, like the person inventory testing. That could be cool. Cool. Oh, it erred. Can it find symbol? Yeah. Probably did something stupid. Successful? Okay. It was built summary. Manage kits page. List all kits. Create new kit button. Back to PvP arena page. Kit editor page. Dual mode. Create. Enter name. Creates empty kit. Edit. Add. Remove items. Rename. Delete kits. Add kit. Form to enter item. Type ID plus counts. Saves immediately to the kit. Yeah, that will probably end up editing. Because we can use the loot table function for that. Copy. Paste. Custom UI error. Let's see. Nope. What? Arena kits opens kits manager page. Okay, so we need within the manage arenas page, we need a kit manager button added. Okay. AVP arena. Kits. Kit. Name. Ranger. I mean, it makes sense. That's still cool. Okay. Yeah, almost, but not quite. Okay. Not really manage arenas though. We don't rename Rename manage arenas to manage. Yeah. Let me look at my context first. Not bad. Okay. Few things. Rename. On the manage page. Name that manage. Also add section called kits, add button to manage the kits. Load the page. When we click on add item for the let's see, and we completely do the kit editor page. To use the same style as the loot. Table page. Does the same thing. We are just saving the loot as a kit. Essentially. Just no rarity or wait. We can set the quantity. Yeah. Make a lot more sense. This should be no reason why we can't use the loot table page to be the kit creation page. Like it already exists. We just Course Manage, because that, yeah, because before it was just arenas, but it's to manage the whole, everything about every aspect of the plugin itself. Yep. Do it. Cool. Just gonna move it there. That makes sense. I said, it's cool having systems already built, and then you just take an exact copy of that and. Full redesign matching loot table page style. Hell yeah. Like, it's already designed. Just to utilize that. Just rename it, and you're good to go. Perfect. Yeah, once this is done, I need to actually record like a YouTube video about like how you create everything and how the whole thing works. We need to get it out there. And also my rename, or I should get my username for Hytale hopefully soon. I just submitted the information to their support. Also submitted to get a creator code too, so hopefully that works too. Everything was submitted earlier today. Oh, used 90% of my session. No. At least we lasted longer. It's at 8. Oh, it's only 2 hours from now. Cool. Oh. Compacting conversation. Whoops. Cool. Beautiful. That's freaking awesome. Okay. So, oh. Ooh. It automatically, I type it in, it like submits it already. Ooh, okay, that's not good. At least I can choose it this way. So small. I already make the icons larger. Oh, conversation compacted. Nice. No, 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 no. I did not say to start phase 3. We're not even done phase 2 yet. Stop. Suppose I need to fix this first, too. Okay, well, the item searching part is messed up, so I gotta figure out what that's about. Do armor. Definitely not showing all the armor. I have no idea. That's weird. Something with the listing for that is just weird. So if I click on that, it saves it. Yeah, I guess we can just test this. Do shield. We'll do like 1 food. Five. Back. Cool. All right, it says it just, yeah, it doesn't, the item searching is broken. As soon as you type in it, it just instantly just disappears, and it doesn't actually like, yeah, it doesn't work like the loot table part of it. So probably some connection there is incorrect. But yeah, phase 2 is basically done. So yeah, after 8 p.m. tonight, I'll start phase 3 and I'll just continue the rest. Cool. All right, progress. It's really cool. So there's probably other stuff that we haven't thought about yet that we probably want to add in, but the bulk of it is here. I think at 8 p.m. though, I'm gonna get this working and correct, and also want to make this a lot larger, so it's not so small. But yeah, really cool. We got a lot done today. All right, buddy. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get some dinner. Thank you again for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make some damn good headway tomorrow. That's for sure. I'm gonna try to do again another big session at 8. Once this clears up, fix a bunch of stuff, and then tomorrow we'll see what stage we're at, what phase we're at, and then just continue from there. But freaking awesome. Everybody, I'll see you later. Thanks again for chilling today. Appreciate it. Peace out. Whee!